Hi, welcome back or welcome to our YouTube channel. And like we said in the previous video, we are going to do a story time about why we never uploaded our first makeup challenge. And mosquito. And to explain why we never uploaded it, we have to go way back to like 2015, I think it is. Right?
We're gonna give this person a name. Their name is.
Can it be Dan?
She wants it to be Dan.
Yeah, it's
okay, so
Dan.
their name's Dan.
Yeah.
So Dan and I, how did it start? Started hanging out again. It was in the summer. And we would like just stay out till 3 in the morning. Just walking around. And then like things got serious, I guess you could say. And we started dating. I don't know. It was nice at first. I liked it. But then like it got a little crazy. And it was like, oh, you can hang out with this person. You can't do this. You can't do that. There was a point where I couldn't hang out with Holly because she was a slut. And so I stopped being her friend for a little bit, which shouldn't have done that. Because that's just, no, you don't do that, stupid Dan. I'm Dirty Dan. Insert SpongeBob clip, literally. Oh, it was Christmas time. I dated Dan for 15 months, and then we broke up. And we got back together. But like, we broke up, and then he like, no, we broke up. I'm burnt, and I don't like it. Okay, so like, we broke up multiple times, and got back together. It was maybe like
It was super unhealthy relationship.
Yeah, it was very toxic. Well, anyways, so Christmas comes, and for Christmas I usually go to Holly's house, or whoever's house, and so I messaged her, and we went down to her grandma's house, and we were making cookies.
Yeah.
And Dan, I'm gonna say his name, Dan messaged me and said, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Baking cookies down at Holly's grandma's." And Dan's like, "I thought you weren't friends with her." I was like, "I mean, this is like what we do." And he's like, "Well, I told you that if you were friends with her, I'm not gonna be with you." And I said, "Okay." And he broke up with me on Christmas because I was friends with Holly. And then we got back together. And like,
oh, didn't we film the makeup video that Christmas too?
yeah.
Yeah. That's when we filmed the makeup video, and then we had to stop being friends, and so it never went up.
We got back together. I don't know if it was like late July or January.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Got my month mixed up. Sorry. It was like January, maybe. I think it was January because my birthday came and we didn't talk much. And he had said happy birthday to me. He's like, "Happy birthday, babe. I love you." Blah blah, you know, like, you know, common stuff. And then Valentine's came by, and he said that he loved me, and that he was sorry that we didn't talk much. And then a few days later, I asked why we didn't talk much, and he said that we weren't even together, which makes no sense of why you would say "love you, baby" and "babe," and even say "I love you" in general if you're not dating. And I mean, he used to come over too, and it was stupid. And then, so we broke up. I guess we didn't break up, but he said we weren't together, so that's where it ended for me and him. And me and Holly were friends.
Before this, like after kind of Christmas, we just both kind of started drifting apart. Like, she was hanging out with other people, I was hanging out with other people. We weren't really sure, like, I don't think we were mad at each other. No. It just, we were drifting apart already. And so that didn't really help the situation much. But I think it was better than if we were, like, best friends and super close.
Yes.
By far.
So, we weren't friends or anything, and then as time went by, I noticed that Holly's ex-boyfriend had sent me screenshots.
Let's name him
Robert.
Yeah.
That's my policy, but whatever. So Robert had sent me screenshots of what Holly was saying to Dan and what Dan was saying to Holly. And he had asked if, like, I knew anything about them or something like that. And I said no, and I got really mad.
And let me put this out there that Robert actually got into my Instagram, and that's how he found me and Dan's conversation.
Yeah.
And then he hacked my Instagram and was putting nasty captions under all of my pictures, and it got really bad.
Holly thought it was me because I had her phone. But it wasn't me because I wasn't even logged into her Instagram at the time. It was signed out. And I wouldn't do something.
So that didn't help the relationship either.
Yeah, and plus Dan was probably saying some stuff to make it seem like it was me, or like, shut up. And to make it, like,
Yeah.
not help the situation, because Dan didn't want us to be friends. So, Robert and I, we would, talk all the time. And we talked about them and, like, Holly and Dan. And, like, what was going on and stuff. We'd say some stuff and, like, comment stuff, because, like, I love Dan still. And one day, someone came up to me and was like, I think Holly and Dan are dating. And I was like, oh. I kind of seen it coming. I seen screenshots of their conversation and stuff. And then a few days later, they actually, like, I messaged one of them. I can't remember if it was Dan or if it was Holly. Said something about, like, I said something about dating stuff. I was like, I found that real funny. I think it was Dan. I think I said something about, like, I was like, I don't know how that's going to work with Holly's parents or something like that. Because they know how you are. And then, well, they actually started dating. And then someone had told me that they seen them walk by my house purposely holding hands. And I thought that was really funny. 'Cause that's my side from, like, what I seen. And, like, there was more to it. Like, it was stupid.
It's gonna make sense once you hear my part
Yeah,
of this.
it was stupid.
Okay, so on March 1st is when he requested to follow me on Instagram, and I was shook. I didn't know what to do, and I was like actually on my way home from school, and I was like, hey mom, guess who requested to follow me on Instagram? And she was like, who? And I was like, Dan. And she automatically knew. She was like, are you gonna, like, date him or whatever? I was like, I mean, we haven't talked in a while, and I don't think I would be okay with, like. So I ruined 3 friendships in general with this relationship, but where was I?
Ruined 3 relationships.
Oh, and I told her, and we were talking, and one of us brought up, like, hanging out one time, and so he came over. I think it was like March 2nd or March 3rd or whatever. Anyways, and he came over, and, like, it was really good. It was the best couple months at first that I've ever had. March 11th, we started dating. And my mom told me as soon as she said, like, I told her that he requested to follow me, that this wasn't going to turn out good. And she was exactly right. It turned out really bad for everyone in the end. But I should have seen a lot of it coming because of what he would do. But right before I went to Texas, like a couple years ago, I sent a lot of pictures around, and he was like, oh, did you send nudes to this guy? And I was jokingly saying, like, no, because he already knew the answer. And that started a whole thing, and he thought I was lying to him constantly. This was like 3 days before Texas, and we were home alone at the time. And he was screaming at me, and he, like, ran out of the house. I was just bawling my eyes out. We got into this huge fight, and then that's where it all started kind of going down. And, like, my whole trip to Texas was just awful. Like, I cried every single day. I started cutting again after, like, being, like, a year clean. And, like, it was just really bad for my cousin, too, because we couldn't do a lot of the things. And he made me take pictures of what I was wearing and send it to him so I didn't look skanky. And I wasn't showing off anything. I couldn't wear certain bathing suits. I couldn't wear, like, anything. In all honesty, like, it was just like that. And then
Wear a blanket.
Literally. Freaking moo-moo. Once I got back from Texas, every time we would walk past Asia's house or anything, he'd be like, hold my hand. I was like, okay. And then he would let go up right after we passed her house. And I was like, what was that for? And he was like, I don't know, I just want her to get mad. I was like, why do you care so much? And he's like, why does it matter? And then he would just flip. And so then I just learned to stop saying anything about it to him. And then once school started in September, I wasn't allowed to talk to any boys. Like, my best friend, Mike.
It's so weird I have to say Michael.
That's crazy. My best friend Mike, he's in my grade. We hang out all the time. We were best friends. I wasn't allowed to talk to him until November 25th was the day we broke up. And so then that was the day I had my freedom back, actually. But I wasn't allowed to talk to him. I wasn't allowed to talk to even guy teachers. Like, how am I supposed to go through school not talking to any males? Like, anyways, he let me dress like decent, you know, like jeans and everything for the first week of school, and then after that he made me wear pajamas, baggy clothes, so then I couldn't show off my body or like wouldn't be getting looks by any guys or anything like that. And everyone in my grade all thought I was depressed. I mean, I was because of the relationship, but like they didn't realize that I wasn't allowed to wear these things. And if I talked to any guys, like I talked to this one kid because he asked me about my dad because he had liver cancer at the time, and all he said was, how's your dad feeling? I said, fine. And then I walked away, and he lost it on me. Like, I won't get exactly into it, but like he was very abusive and everything like that, mentally and physically. So that all happened, and then I just stopped telling him if I talk to any boys, because obviously I'm gonna have group projects with boys. Like, I can't avoid talking to them completely. Like, I tried, I really did, but it just wasn't working out. And everyone in my grade thought I was depressed, like I said. And everyone, like my counselor, my friends and everything, they were like, you need to leave him, like he's toxic. And I was like, but I love him. And Dan whipped his phone, like it like I felt it like go past my face, you know, and hit the wall, and he like snapped it in half, and he just lost control like in front of me, like every single day. Whenever you tried leaving him or anything, he would like threaten me. At least he never did this with Adria, but like he would threaten to post things about me that weren't true, post pictures that he had of me, or else he would just tell you like he's sorry, it won't happen again, that he loves you and all this stuff. And like he just has kind of like a hold on you, and it's like miserable because you can't really leave. But and then once we broke up, everything started looking better for me, I guess, except for like my mental health, because I'm still recovering from like that super abusive relationship. But every time I would say like I missed Adria or whatever, he would like freak out at me because he's like, well, if you want her back in your life, then you're not having me. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I like never really reached out to her or anything, and I just kind of kept it to myself. And then in like November, the whole month of November, we barely even talked. Like, he would go a straight week without talking to me, and like obviously I would try getting a hold of him. I would blow up his phone because I was worried. Like, he would post on his story, but he couldn't like text me, you know, like back and just be like, hey, I'm fine. And so he would start turning off his phone, and he was actually cheating on me with her.
It was one time.
And with her it was one time. He always told me like if I cheat on him or anything, that he hopes I go to hell and like rot in the hottest part and everything, but then yet he cheats on me. So it didn't really make any sense. But then once he left, a couple months later, in like April, I think it was, Adria messaged my mom and was like, can you tell Holly to message me or whatever she said. And then we started hanging out again, and now we're here.
And like, after that time when he cheated on her with me, it was at a party. And I don't know, it was weird. He unblocked me and everything. We talked for a little bit. But then he's like, I don't want a relationship. I was like, yeah, I understand that and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not sure if I want, because he's really bad. And he was saying he doesn't want a relationship because they never work out for him. He's done with them. He's done with girls. But then not even a day later, he was with my new best friend at the time. And so I stopped talking to her because she was actually trying to get us back together. That just said his name.
Dan. Yeah, he had a whole other relationship when he was with me.
And so he was dating her, and she was trying to get us back together. And then, they moved. Thank God. They're gone. They're actually coming back soon. Not ready for it. But she's we were talking, me and her, and she, because she was really upset. So, I was friends with her. So, what's wrong? She's like, I miss my old life and blah. And she's like, I can't do this with Dan. He's bad and stuff. But she's still with him. She said she was going to do something about it, but she still posts about how she loves him. And it's not okay. So, stupid.
And that's the whole reason why the makeup challenge didn't get uploaded.
We weren't friends.
Yeah.
And then I broke my phone.
It was really the worst, 2 years probably of my life.
It was not fun.
Yeah, he was always super abusive and everything.
I basically dated him for 2 years, total. I dated him for 2 years and a half.
Yeah, which on and off.
And it.
Thank God.
Because I dated him for 15 months straight.
Thank God I only dated him for 9 months. I would have literally killed myself.
He lived with me. And he came down to South Carolina with me to my brother's house.
I was going insane when I was with him, and then I went through this stage of doing things with my hair. And I dyed it purple and pink and blue and green and literally all of the colors on the rainbow.
For me, it was normal to dye my hair because I dyed my hair red and then I dyed my hair.
Yeah, you've always dyed your hair.
I dyed my hair green, or I tried dyeing it blue and it came out a dark green. And then I dyed my hair black. I've dyed my hair red. I've dyed my hair purple and blue.
But for some reason, whenever I go
blonde,
crazy, I do something to my body, not really destructive or anything. It's just the first time I went crazy, I chopped my hair off to right here.
I did that before.
And then I dyed it, and I didn't really like my hair different colors and everything, so I went back to a different, a normal human color that you're born with. But yeah, thank God he's out of our lives.
For now. He's coming back. We'll see him.
Yeah, but you have a boyfriend, so.
Yeah, I do.
And he's not coming back in mine. No.
He's gonna probably try. He's probably going to,
He's gonna cheat on his new girlfriend if he hasn't already.
If they're still together.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe she's waiting until they come back up here soon.
Yeah, maybe. Either he's gonna cheat or she's gonna just say fuck you.
Or cheat on him.
Who knows? Yeah.
So, I hope you liked today's video. It was a little sad.
Yeah. They won't all be sad.
Well, we have some funny story times coming up.
I just found a cat claw. Rawr.
Rawr. At XD.
Oh my God.
I love
Rawr
you,
XD. Rawr, yeah. Rawr XD. Sorry, I feel like being a tumor today.
Okay, hope you liked our video. Like and subscribe.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Tell us a story.
Yeah. Or ask us a question or something like
we
that.
could do
Start a
Q&A.
conversation.
We can do a Q&A.
Yeah, the next video could be a Q&A. I highly doubt we're going to get questions on this video.
We only have 3 subscribers right now. And
but our last video got 50 views.
And you know how many views those probably are of just us or just Mike?
True.
I know I've put that video in 5 times and my mom's watched it.
Okay, well, anyways, this
Off
is
topic.
today's story time. Hope you enjoyed. It was a pretty long-ish video.
Could have been longer if I would have went more into detail, but if I say too much detail, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
You don't need to know all of it. I mean, people
Maybe someday.
people who know us and know this story will know exactly who we're talking about.
Especially since I said the name.
True.
Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye.